Minister of Defence may have apologized for embellishing his service record, but it's not enough. His claim of being the architect of Operation Medusa, a claim that he made at least twice when it wasn't true, was intended for one thing: to make him look good as a Liberal politician. This is a violation of the honour expected of our men and women in uniform. He's now lost their trust and their respect, and as a result, he simply can't continue in the job that he has. After what he's done, does he really think staying on is the best situation for the troops?
Honourable Minister of National Defence.
Mr. Speaker, I was focused on making sure that my responsibility and our government responsibilities, making sure that we look after our troops, making sure they have all the right appropriate tools, the equipment, and that's exactly what our defence policy is doing, Mr. Speaker, making sure that we have a fully funded, a rigorously costed policy that's going to look out into the next 20 years, a policy that's going to making sure they have all the right tools to making sure that when we send them out in missions, Mr. Speaker, they have everything that they need. Thank you.
The Honourable Official Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, there's a saying that a soldier has the right to complain, but the Prime Minister and the Defence Minister are actively denying that right to our soldiers that were deployed in the fight against ISIS. The Defence Minister made a promise to give back the benefits that he took away from those troops. Now he's broken that promise and he's clamping down on those who dare speak out. Here we have yet another example of the Defence Minister breaking his word to our military. Can't he see why he's lost their confidence?
Honourable Minister of National Defence.
Mr. Speaker, we will make sure that our troops have all the necessary benefits to carry out their duties. It's our government, Mr. Speaker, that dealt with the immediate inequity for the soldiers who lost the tax-free status and operational impact. It is our government that is working hard to review the compensation rules and find a long-term solution needed to fix the mess we inherited to ensure a fair and equitable process for all. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, Mr. Speaker, this is unbelievable because he's actually misleading Canadians again and misleading this House again about this particular issue around compensation for the troops that are deployed fighting the fight against ISIS. Right here, I have this document because I looked at it before question period, signed by this minister himself that clearly states the exact opposite of what he just said. When is the minister going to stop misleading Canadians, misleading the House, and frankly step aside?
Honourable Minister of National Defence.
Mr. Speaker, as I stated, we're going to make sure that all our troops have all the right benefits. There's a difference between the tax-free allowance and the hardship benefits, hardship allowance benefits, Mr. Speaker. We have fixed the immediate problem. We have conducting a much more thorough review to look at the wider compensation package, Mr. Speaker, to making sure that we have a fair and equitable solution for all those who serve. Thank you.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, when it comes to defence issues, the Liberals can't be trusted. After he cut $12 billion from Canada's defence budget, the Finance Minister said that our military was appropriately provisioned. Now the Defence Minister, after he was caught misleading Canadians about his military service record, is promising to restore the funding that his government cut in the first place. The problem is that now no one believes what these guys say. The only way for this government to begin to regain the confidence of our troops is for this minister to step aside.
Honourable Minister of National Defence.
Mr. Speaker, since we formed government, we have maintained the spending levels and the planned increases while conducting the defence policy review and developing a new policy for Canada, a rigorously costed plan that put the Canadian Armed Forces on a sustainable footing. Mr. Speaker, the Conservative rhetoric that simply doesn't match up to facts. After years of cuts, Mr. Speaker, and underspending, we are now in a troubling position where even the status quo of spending on defence will not even maintain the status quo of capability, Mr. Speaker, and our new defence policy is going to fix that, Mr. Speaker.
Order. It is the right and the duty of the official opposition to ask tough questions. But I hear from many Canadians who are unhappy with behaviour in this House, particularly heckling. And I don't think the constituents of members, like that of the member for Cypress Hills Grasslands, from whom I have heard heckle 12 times already today, would really approve of that kind of behaviour. So maybe he'll hear from them. But I ask members to consider that, the views of Canadians on this, and restrain themselves and stick to tough questions. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition. No rule to do that.
Let's talk about that record, because in our last year in office, the defence spending was nearly twice what the Liberals spent in any given year. We came in and we bought our men and women proper uniforms for Afghanistan after the Liberals sent them into a desert with green camouflage. We bought them new planes so they didn't have to hitch rides from the Americans, and we bought them helicopters, tanks, and new labs so they could protect themselves from IEDs. The Liberals sent them to Afghanistan with none of that support, and that minister knows that very well. So we're happy to compare our record to their decade of darkness.